That is, to even envision that, how our Monday morning show is going to be live from London off of a Dolphins victory over the Buffalo Bills. I want to talk about Tua. There are a lot of skeptics on Tua, and I think it was fair after the first 2 years of his career, and even after week one. Week two was something. That was 6 touchdown passes, and doing it down 35-14, and then throwing 5 touchdown passes in the fourth quarter. It was an amazing week 2 performance. Was it a fluke? Was it a fluke? A win over Buffalo would be like, I don't think it's a fluke. I think it's as real. This is like, okay, he's done it 3 times now. He's beaten Belichick, he's beaten Harbaugh, he's beaten McDermott.
We've seen some quarterbacks get hot on a day.
Yes. Yes, we've seen some fluky games. Here comes the hyperbole machine, and I'm just going to take you back for a history lesson. And it's not me comparing these 2 quarterbacks.
Oh, this is going to be good.
2018 in week 2, a Kansas City Chiefs quarterback threw for 6 touchdown passes against the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. And it was like, who is this guy? He won week 1 against the Chargers. Who is this dude, though? Mahomes went 23 of 28, 326, 6 touchdowns, threw more touchdowns than incompletions this day. And everyone was like, all right, sensational, great. Let's see you do it again. Let's see what you've got in store next week. Week 3, they were home against the 49ers. Now, it's just like the Miami Dolphins are home. And Mahomes came out and was lights out again. And the Chiefs destroyed the Niners, 38-27. I happened to be on the sideline for this game as a sideline reporter, and Mahomes threw to 9 different receivers in the first half. Just tore apart the Niners defense. It was never in question. Everyone got touches. Mahomes throwing bombs. And then it was like, maybe it's not a fluke. And then he went on and had that incredible MVP season. Guys, I'm not comparing Mahomes to Tua. Their games are very different, and I think that their situations are very different. I'm just saying, if you can go in and beat John Harbaugh and the Ravens in Baltimore and then beat Josh Allen and the Bills at home, it proves that week 2 was not a fluke. They'd be 3-0. They'd be the class of the NFL. We'd be talking about Tua, an MVP conversation in September and October, and then we go from there. That's exactly what it was with Mahomes that first year when he had that breakout season. Maybe Tua just needed some coaching. Maybe Tua needed some weapons. Maybe it's not a fluke. Maybe Tua's for real.
Yeah, for sure. And he's needed that confidence, I think, from a coaching staff that truly believes in him. For this Miami Dolphins organization, this would be huge. I was down in Miami last year as we got ready to play Buffalo in week 2, and you can just feel the entire energy in the building shift. We had just come off a week 1 road victory in New England, big victory. And we're getting ready for Buffalo, and you would have thought we had just got blown out the way everybody in the building was acting. So I had to go back and turn the film on from the Buffalo game from the year before. And they were going against them. They had a chance to get into the playoffs, and they get blown out down in Buffalo. Week 2 comes along, we get blown out in Miami. Josh Allen, since he's been in Buffalo, has just owned the Dolphins team. The stats are staggering, 7-0. Playing against them in the last 7 times. 19 touchdown passes, only 3 interceptions.
This isn't even showing the margin of victory, which has been massive. They're blowouts.
Yes, blowouts. And I think for this Dolphins team, you have to be able to get over that hump. It's like a measuring stick. Yeah, week 1, you go out and you beat New England. But Tua hasn't lost to New England. You go out down to Baltimore. Yes, an epic comeback, an amazing game. They beat Baltimore last year in a Thursday night game at home. A win over this Buffalo Bills team with Josh Allen at quarterback would be that measuring stick, getting over the hump like, all right, guys, we did it. Jordan had to beat Detroit to take that next step. For Miami, this is the next step. It's been awesome the first 2 weeks. But if you can beat Buffalo, a team that you have not been able to conquer the last 7 times in the division, and also give them a 2 games, beat New England, now beating Buffalo, it'd be a huge win for them.
The Bills are to the Dolphins right now what the Patriots used to be to the Bills. Like just that divisional bully, that's 2 losses every year, and you got to break that. You can't be taken seriously. You talked about the Tua thing. I think if they beat Buffalo, I think the Dolphins are the biggest story in the league. They're the #1 story, the sensation, the darlings. They're 3-0. They beat the Bills. I'm trying to think of a time in my life that the Dolphins have been the biggest story in football for football reasons. And I honestly, like, Marino in his second year when I was in diapers, going to the Super Bowl. They beat the '85 Bears when I was in kindergarten. But since then, I cannot think of a single time. and this would be it. They're the Miami Dolphins' #1 conversation piece. Everybody's talking about them. And the Tua piece is one thing. I actually think this is going to be more about McDaniel. I really do, that they got the guy. They maybe have the new Sean McVay. They got the future, especially in the context of the Miami Dolphins. Take a look at the last 15 years of Miami Dolphins footballs. This is the guy. These are 8 coaches in 15 years. Let's just go through it. Upper left, McDaniel, Brian Flores. That thing ended in flames. Adam Gase took him to a wild card game. That was it. Dan Campbell, our guy, was an interim in the upper right. Bottom left, Joe Philbin, didn't work out. Todd Bowles, an interim head coach for the Dolphins, didn't work out. Tony Sperano, the only guy to win the division. Bottom right, Cam Cameron, fired after 1 season.
1 in 15.
1 in 15. If you go back before that, then you're into Saban, and then you're getting into Jimmy Johnson. It just goes on. That's right there. That's why you're never the biggest story. 8 coaches calling themselves head coach in 15 years. And remember, Don Shula was there for 25 years. They've tried everything. They've tried offensive gurus, defensive gurus. They've tried fiery guys, quiet guys, old guys, young guys. If they beat the Bills, that is starting to represent now enough of that. No more 8 faces. Mike McDaniel has something. He is some sort of sensation in the works. He just beat an unbeatable Bills team in his very first try after Belichick, after John Harbaugh. The Tua thing is exciting. I think it is more institutional with Mike McDaniel that we're changing this team and we're changing this town. It's a big deal.
Now they have rambling guy, Mike McDaniel. He rambles in press conferences, and we're trying to follow where he's going. It's fantastic. I love trying to see where the answers are going to go. If the Dolphins win this game against the Bills, I think paperwork will be officially submitted to try to get 15 teams in the AFC into the playoff this season, because how are you supposed to follow how this conference is going to go? The AFC is psychotic this season. And in week 3, if the Dolphins beat the Bills, are you kidding me? I feel like Charlie in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia meme, where he's got the cigarette and his eyes are all bug-eyed and he's like trying to connect the dots. Like, how do we get this team in here? Because here's what it means. If the Dolphins can beat you at home, the Dolphins can beat you again. What does that mean for the Bills? What does that mean for the playoff picture within the AFC? Within the AFC East? My goodness, all of a sudden, have the Bills been taken away from having a home playoff berth all the way through to the Super Bowl? I mean, the implications here, the ripple effect from a long-standing perspective for the rust of the season would be tremendous if the Dolphins beat the Bills. Because if you can do it once, you can do it again. And I'm sorry, but if the Dolphins could beat them twice in one season, put it on the list.
There's also what if the Bills annihilate the Dolphins this weekend?
Tomorrow's show.
Yeah, 38-10. Then where do we start? But we'll see. They're good.